timepiece. I have 5 minutes till 12. Is that what y'all have?
Yep.
Yes, right.
All right. Well, we can do one of two things. We can start the show earlier. We can sit here for 5 minutes and do nothing. We'll do this the democratic way since we are in the United States. We'll take a vote. Who wants to start the show 5 minutes early? Raise your hand. Well, it's unanimous. It's like an election in Cuba.
Ladies, you can't vote.
Someday. Yeah, someday. Someday. All right, let's get started.
That's right.
Traveling Theatrical Troupe, and what we would like to present to you this afternoon is some entertainment like you might have seen had you been a soldier during the war between the states. Now, believe it or not, tent shows and entertainers such as this went out to the army camps during the Civil War on both the north and the south sides and entertained the troops in the field when they were in camp and weren't out on the battlefield killing each other. This was done way back before Bob Hope did it. So, being a theatrical troupe, we are going to do some theatrical pieces. Obviously, we're going to do some music. If you hear a song and you know it and you want to sing with us, go right on ahead. We like to know that people enjoy what we do. We only have one rule. If you are going to sing the song, please do make sure you know it. Try to sing the songs. If you don't know them, you're going to irritate the daylights out of your neighbors and drive away the audience, and we don't need that. Now, during this time in history, Shakespeare is still very popular. So, theatrical troupes that toured the country and even big theaters in big cities during this time put on Shakespearean productions. Some of you might know John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated President Lincoln. He was a Shakespearean actor. Shakespeare was very popular. So, in that vein, we would like to present a short scene from a Shakespearean play, Taming of the Shrew. So, give us a few moments to change costumes and we will be right out. I think
thou hast a wife, very true of all.
Well, I say no. So therefore, let each of us send for our wife. And he whose wife is most obedient to come at first when she is called shall win the wager, which we shall propose.
Content. What is the wager? 20 crowns?
20 crowns. I would venture as much on my hawk or hounds, but 20 times as much upon my wife.
Well, 100 crowns then.
A match. 'Tis done. Now, who shall begin?
That I will. Good wife, I bid you come to me.
I send you word, good husband. I am busy and cannot come.
Good wife, I entreat you, come to me forthwith.
She will not come. Worse and worse. Oh, how foul, intolerable, not to be endured.
What foul fortune me! And there is the end.
Then I shall win my wager, for I shall prove not only that my wife will come, but I shall also show further sign of her obedience. Kate, Kate, come to me. I look, she's bringing your headstrong and stubborn wife with her.
By what foolish duty do you call me to come to you?
I would that your duty were so foolish too. Lack of knowledge to your duty hath cost us 100 crowns.
Catherine, I charge thee, tell this headstrong woman what duty she doth owe her lord and husband.
She shall not.
I say she shall.
Fie, fie, unknit that threatening unkind brow, and dart not scornful glances from those eyes, to wound thy lord, thy king, thy governor. It blots thy beauty as frost do white the meads, confounds thy fame as whirlwinds shake fair buds, and in no sense is meet nor amiable. A woman angry is like a fountain troubled, thick, muddied, ill-seeming, bereaved of beauty, and whilst it is so, none so dry or thirsty will dare to drink a drop of it. Thy husband is thy lord, thy life, thy head, thy sovereign, one who cares for thee and for thy maintenance, commits his body to painful labor, both by sea and land, to watch the night and storms, and the day in cold, whilst thou liest warm at home, safe and secure, and craves no other payment at thy hands, but love, fair looks, and true obedience. Too little payment for so great a debt. Even such a subject owe the prince, a woman oweth to her husband. And when she is stubborn, impatient, sullen and sour, what is she but a foul contending rebel to her graceless lord? I am ashamed that women are so simple, to offer war when we should kneel in peace, or seek for rule, supremacy, and sway, when we are bound to love, serve, and obey. Why are our bodies soft and weak and smooth, unapt to toil and trouble in the world, but that our soft conditions and our hearts should well agree with our external parts? Come, come, you willful and stubborn lady, my reason has been as big as yours. My spirit is great, and my reason happily more. To bandy word for word and frown for frown, but now I see our lances are but straw, our strength is weak, and our weakness past compare, and that which we think we are, we are not. So set aside your arrogance, for it is no use, and place your hand below your husband's foot, in which token, if he, my hand is ready, may it do.
Kiss me, Kate. Now there's a good wench.
I have to.
We'll learn yet.
year 1865, which is the last year of the American Civil War, a man by the name of Lewis Carroll wrote a book which became very popular and well known. Although this book was released, the title was Through the Looking Glass, but it became known by a different name. Does anyone know what that name is?
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland, that is correct. Well, to bring some culture out here to the desert, we would like to present our stage version of Lewis Carroll's book, Alice in Wonderland. Please do remember, I warned you, this is our version of Alice in Wonderland.
This is such an unusual book. I wonder if there is a place like Wonderland. A place where nothing is as it seems to be. I must have fallen asleep. For a very long time, it feels like. Everything seems so different now. As if I'm looking at life through a fogged up window. In a place I'm not familiar with. Who are you?
I'm the Straw Hatter. Some people say I'm slightly mad. Do you think it's because of this contraption on my head?
Oh no, I think it's a lovely straw hat.
Oh, I thank you. Straw hats are quite popular in these parts. Say, would you care for some sweet tea?
Oh no, we don't drink our tea sweet where I come from.
Oh yes, I forget. Everyone is so different here. We like sugar in our tea, chicory in our coffee, and alligator in our gumbo. I guess to the rest of the world, everyone around here must be slightly mad.
Say, that watch you're wearing, didn't that belong to the white rabbit in the story I was reading?
Why, yes, it did. But I took a shotgun to that white rabbit and fried him up for dinner. See, people in these parts will fry up and eat almost any kind of animal. Possums, rabbits, you name it.
Well,
Why, even the animals in the zoos around here aren't safe if somebody gets hungry enough.
well, this is a strange place. I think people will just fry up and eat any kind of animal.
Well, not just animals. We like to fry our vegetables here, too. Things like onions and okra and green tomatoes.
Well, I still don't know why you had to steal the white rabbit's watch after you killed him.
Well, he wasn't going to be needing it anymore. And besides that, he always said he was late. And now he truly is. The late white rabbit.
Well, you talk about my visit here. Can you tell I'm not from here?
Oh, for them that belong here, all this is as comfortable as an old pair of shoes. But for them that don't, being here can be a mighty bewilderment.
Yes, it can.
Why, just the other day I saw a visitor here, and his confusion and puzzlement had gotten the best of him. And he climbed up on a high bridge and was about to throw himself off. So I yelled up at him and I said, "Don't jump. Think of your mother and father back where you belong." And he yelled back and said, "My mother and father are dead." So I yelled up at him and I said, "Well, then think of your wife back home." And he yelled back and said, "I'm not married." So I yelled up at him and I said, "Well, then think of Robert E. Lee." And he yelled back and said, "Who is Robert E. Lee?" So I yelled up at him and I said, "Go ahead and jump, you ignorant Yankee."
Well, that word Yankee and the way you say it, I think I know where I am now.
That's right. You are in the old South, the land of cotton and sugar cane and indigo, of magnolia trees and Spanish moss and live oaks, the realm of steamboats and Mardi Gras floats, and the Cajun and the plantation, and hopefully someday emancipation.
You mean I'm...
That's right, Alice in Dixieland.
But how did I get here?
Well, how does anybody get here?
Well, how did you get here?
Well, I was born here.
Well, then if I was born here, I would belong here.
Not necessarily. You see, being born in the South doesn't automatically make a person a Southerner. any more than a baby born in an oven makes him a biscuit. I would say being a Southerner is a state of mind more than anything else.
Well, I don't mean to offend you, Mr. Hatter, but it's not my state of mind. You see, I was born in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and that's where I belong, not here. The food is weird, and the people speak with funny accents, and I'm afraid this will never feel like home to me. Is there some way I can get back up north?
Well, the most common way around here for folks to get up north is by way of the Underground Railroad that the slaves used to get up north to their freedom. But not being a slave myself, I don't know very much about the Underground Railroad.
Well, who would?
We could ask the Queen.
The Queen?
Yeah, see, she's kind of been running things around here since the King's been gone.
Gone? Did he leave the South?
Oh no, he died last week.
Oh.
They buried him in his full suit of armor. His tombstone says, "Rest in peace."
Well, how could we arrange a meeting with this Queen?
Oh, that would be simple. Hey, Queen! Alice in Dixieland, I present to you the Queen of Spades. Isn't she a card?
And who is this commoner who dares to approach the Queen of Spades?
Well, Your Majesty, this is Alice in Dixieland, a visitor to our fair realm.
A visitor from where?
New Bedford, Massachusetts, Your Highness.
Oh, a Yankee visitor, I see. My dear, do you realize when I was your age, I was already the ruler of an entire country?
That's so nice.
Yes, and when I married my dear departed husband, the king, I became the wealthiest woman in the world.
That's so nice.
Yes, and when my dear departed husband, the king, passed away, I became the most powerful woman in the world.
That's so nice.
And you, my dear, what have you ever done in your poor, pathetic little life?
Well, I went to finishing school in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
Finishing school? What could you learn there?
Well, I learned to say that's so nice instead of I don't give a damn. You've been nothing but rude ever since you came out. I don't know who your husband was, but he must have been a very small man to put up with the likes of you. He must have been known as King Henry the 1/8. I will remind you that I am Alice in Dixieland, and while I am in Dixieland, I expect to be treated with some Southern hospitality. The South may have its problems, but no one down here deserves your uppity, conceited, egotistical nonsense. You don't like Yankees? Then stop acting like one. You got that, sister?
Never.
Well, and I can see why. No wonder there's no little prince or princesses running around here.
Spoken like a true Southern belle.
But now I'll never get to ride that Underground Railroad.
Do you really have to leave?
Yes, I'm afraid so. You see, this is your home and you belong here. But I belong in New Bedford, Massachusetts. But I've learned so much about the South. Whenever I hear about a scarecrow being better dressed than the rest of the population, I'll think of the South. And whenever I hear about parents buying all their children brand new shoes to keep them from biting their nails, I'll think of the South. And whenever I see a hunter and his dog using the same tree, I'll think of the South.
Oh, stop it. You're going to make me cry. Besides, I just thought of something that'll take you more places than any kind of railroad.
What is it?
This here is good old-fashioned Southern moonshine. One drink of this will knock you right out.
Oh my goodness. I don't see what good that's gonna do.
Well, sleep brought you here, and sleep is going to take you back home. Now drink up.
Where am I? Oh, I had the strangest dream. I dreamt of jasmine in the springtime and catfish frying, of cotton fields and slavery, of comfort and trouble all rolled into one. I suppose I should stop reading such strange books.
You getting all this?
ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end with a song that is so simple that by the time we finish the first verse and chorus, you will already have memorized enough of the song that you can help us sing it the rest of the way through. Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
I love your confidence. Let's see how you do.
I'm going to help you with the hard part.
Okay. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Spencer and Jackson Traveling Theatrical Troupe, and I trust that we have mystified you, amazed you, and changed your lives forever. However, there is one further piece of business we need to attend to. Ladies and gentlemen, had you been soldiers during a war between the states, an tent show such as this came out to your camp, entertained you, took away your cares and troubles and worries about death and maiming and war for a few fleeting seconds, those poor, impoverished performers would have been 100% dependent upon your generosity in order to be able to tear down the tent and move along to the next camp. And I trust that you would want us to tear down the tent. So, you're under no obligation, of course. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do have any dead presidents in your pockets that you're not using, we are especially fond of Abe Lincoln. As a matter of fact, that's the only form of Abe Lincoln that we care for. So, I believe there's a battle coming up later, so enjoy the violence. And we will see you. Thank you.